In a jungle one day, the king of the jungle, the lion, decides to have a contest. He wants all of the animals to be engaged, so he decides to have a contest about the one who can jump the highest. And of course, this is proportionate to the size of the animal. So if it's a big animal, the size of the animal also matters. Eventually, all the animals who are competing drop out and only the frogs are left, because the frogs can jump the highest based on their size. Many frogs are jumping. All the other animals are surrounding them and cheering them on. Finally, one by one, their number also starts to diminish. In the end, there are only 3 frogs left, and they are still jumping. Well, one of them is the old champion, the one who won this contest the last time it was done. So he's the reigning champion. The next one is the contender. The second frog is the new contender. That frog has been training and waiting for the king to announce the next contest. Everyone knows about him. So they think the real contest is between the old champion and the young new contender. Nobody knows about the third frog. No one's heard of him before. He's just shown up and now he's in the final 3. So they are all jumping, they're all jumping, they're all jumping. People are cheering them on. People are cheering them on. Finally, what happens is that frog number 2, the young contender, he does a really high leap and he crosses the mark that the champion had achieved at the last contest. So he's broken the last champion's record. But unfortunately, when he lands back down on his feet, he sprains his ankle. So his next jump can't make it. So he has to drop out. He's disqualified. He can't continue because the other 2 are still jumping. So now it's the old champion and the young unknown frog. And they are jumping. And now the crowd also, in a way, sees that there's no contest here. I mean, the champion is jumping much more than this new frog. So instead of encouraging now the new frog, instead of encouraging him, you know what they start doing is they start discouraging him. They start saying, oh, stop it now. There's no way you can win. Give it up. We're wasting our time here. We're getting bored now. The champion is going to win. They start telling this new young frog, give it up. Stop jumping. You're never going to make the height that the champion can achieve. But this frog doesn't care. He keeps on jumping, keeps on jumping, keeps on jumping. The champion frog is looking at this young one jumping. And he's wondering, why doesn't he just give up? I mean, doesn't he know I'm better than him? But that young frog doesn't know. He just keeps on jumping, just keeps on jumping. And over a period of time, what happens is that this champion, every time he jumps, he's consuming a lot of energy. And he's older than the young frog. And he also loses his gusto. He loses his energy. He loses his drive. So he starts doing less and less and less. And then suddenly what happens is that the young frog, he does one final leap and he actually goes higher than the champion. So now the champion panics because he thinks, oh my God, this frog is going to win. And he panics. But you see what happens is when we panic, we get stressed. And when you get stressed, you cannot perform your best. So even though he's panicking, he's also tired, he's also older than the other one. Now he can't show the performance that he usually used to. And slowly, he's the one who gives up. The ex-champion gives up and he drops out of the race. And now there's only the one frog, the young one, and he keeps on jumping and he's still jumping. So now the contest is over. He won, right? So all the animals come and all the other frogs come and they stop and they start clapping. And they ask this young frog, you won. You won. Why are you still keeping on jumping? You won. You won. You're the new champion. Let's celebrate you. You're the new champion. And that's when this new frog looks around at everybody and he says, what are you saying? Come on, please speak up. I can't hear well. I'm hard of hearing. Nice little story to demonstrate to you the real reason why this young unknown frog won. Because he was partly deaf. And when everyone was trying to discourage him and tell him, give it up, what's the point? The champion will always win. You can't meet the champion. You can't match the champion. You're not as good. He was deaf, so he couldn't hear all those negative words. So he kept on jumping, and just because he kept on jumping, the champion gave up. The big lesson for us is this: words have energy, and when other people give you negative words, they will affect your energy. Energy is infectious. So energy from them will come into you through their words. And if people are speaking negative words to you, you have to become selectively deaf. Let me repeat that. Become selectively deaf. Meaning, you have to learn how to stop listening to negative people and negative words. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't say yay to the naysayers. There's always going to be people in your life who will tell you you're not good enough, you can't do it. And if you start believing that, then it's going to impact you.